All right, good morning, everyone. We're super excited to be here. I hope you are all as excited as I am to listen to Teresa Harding talk about the highlights at convention this year. Some of you said that you had been there, and I hope you had an amazing time. And for those of you that haven't, I am super excited to introduce you to Teresa to hear her thoughts. It's one of the best ways you can probably hear about convention. So today we're actually not going to do a Q&A after this, but Teresa will have an awesome ending. So be sure to watch out for that. And without further ado, here's Teresa Harding.
Hi, I'm Teresa Harding. I'm so excited you guys are here. I want to let you know who that was. That was Chelsea Perkins. She is my amazing business manager. She handles everything, and all of these things come together because of her. So when you guys see her, when you get a chance to interact with her, make sure that you let her know how much you appreciate that, because she does all the work behind the scenes, sometimes in front of the scene, and so we're grateful for that. All right, I am excited. We are going to do top 10 countdown for convention that highlights the things that touched me the most, and we're going to do them in ascending order, okay? So every once in a while, I'm gonna share my screen with you so that you'll get to see what we're talking about. Let me share my screen with you, just one second. Okay. So, number 10, the external recognition that doTERRA is getting. We don't have to toot our own horn because guess what? Everyone else does it. Now, I'm not corporate, so I'm going to toot our own horn because I'm very proud of doTERRA. I'm proud of our culture. I'm proud of the way that we interact with other businesses. I'm proud of the way that we lead in the network marketing industry. There are pieces of the network marketing industry that don't have a great reputation, and doTERRA does not take part in those things. They do take part in things that help us to put our name out there and get to be better and more powerful influence in our communities and around the world. So first of all, I want to tell you that in Forbes magazine, we were totally identified as the #1 ranked employer in the packaged goods industry, the #1 enterprise in the state of Utah, the #1 employer in the Mountain States area, and the #2 company in the entire Western United States. You guys, that is huge. That is really, really amazing because Forbes is a very well-respected business company. So to be recognized like that by them, it's really something to be proud of. Now, Verify Markets. This is another major organization. We were ranked, we won the 2015 Leader Award. And this was what they said about us. Since 2008, doTERRA has become one of the most exciting direct sales organizations in the personal care space. The company has successfully taken essential oils to mainstream consumers and established itself as the market leader. That is pretty powerful. So now let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is, let's see, number 2. Sorry, not number 2, number 9. I need to sleep more. This was for me. Dr. Hill invited Russell Foster to come, and he shared with us some of the things that he has learned about stress, about sleep, and how sleep increases our stress. So look at some of the things on this list. More accidents and injuries due to being sleep deprived, weight management issues. This is a really big deal. I want to go back to me for just a minute. Just a second. Okay, so I want to talk about that for just a minute because many of you guys know that I've been going through my own personal health challenges lately. About 5 or 6 months ago, I found out that I have cancer. And so I have been dealing with that and having surgeries and having the doctors take very, very good care of me. And as you can imagine, I have been using the oils like crazy, doing a lot of things I can do to help support what my doctors are trying to do to help me. And I will tell you this, the things that I feel have made the most difference for me are the essential oils, the way that I'm eating, making sure I'm eating the foods that are healthy for contributing to the support of, getting rid of the cancer cells. Number 3 is sleep, getting enough sleep and eliminating stress from my life. So that was a powerful, powerful talk for me. And he talked a lot about how it really does change the way our bodies interact with the things that we have to do. And what's interesting too is sometimes, you know how you stay up late because you're so busy, and I can get more things done because everyone's in bed and now I have time. But the reality is the hours between 10 and 2 in the morning are the most important to be asleep. And so I have changed my schedule to try to make sure that I'm in my room early enough that I can have my wind down time, get ready for bed, and actually be going to sleep by 10 p.m. And I'll tell you, that is hard for me. So last night, my son is here for convention. They live in China right now. And last night, I was going into my room about 8:30, 9-ish. Oh, no, I think it was like around 9 or so. I said, I'm going to bed. And I wanted lots of accolades and attention, and he freaked out because that is not normal for me. So I've been trying to learn to take better care of myself, and I can guarantee you right now that lack of sleep and too much stress, all positive stress, but too much stress in my life contributed significantly to me being diagnosed with cancer. So pay attention to that. It was very, very good. If you want to know his name again, Russell Foster, because he is very, very good, and you can look up some of his works. Okay, next thing, number 8 is, let me show you. Uh-oh, hold on a second. We're getting used to sharing the screen. Okay, just a minute. So, number 8, external validation. So, what I want to show you is that a lot of outside resources like our researchers and people who work directly with doTERRA, people who are not even in doTERRA's realm, they're getting excited about the essential oils. Johns Hopkins University got excited to use doTERRA's essential oils because somebody in doTERRA shared the essential oils with her friend. And that friend happened to be the mother of a woman who works as a researcher at Johns Hopkins University. And as you can imagine, this is what we always hear. When somebody gets interested in the oils, this is what happens. They think, oh, brother, what is my mom using? She thought it was a little bit crazy. So it was kind of interesting how her process went through and said, you know what, I want to see what's going on, because for my mom, it is working. It's really working. And so I want to look at these essential oils. Her name is Nicole M. Parrish, and she was amazing. And so they did a research, and she said this research has been going on for quite some time, and this is what they found. They found that out of the oils that they used, 17 had good activity against multi-drug resistant bacteria. And you have to realize that these multi-drug resistant bacteria, this is a serious, serious problem in the medical industry, because they don't have antibiotics that will work. The antibiotics are becoming obsolete with these multi-drug resistant bacteria. When people have this, it's very serious, and it can be life-threatening because they can't get rid of it. So the fact that 17 essential oils had, quote, good activity was phenomenal. They were so excited about that. But then there were 3 oils that had significant activity. She was getting so excited on stage, because this is someone who deals with trying to help save people by finding things that will help. So this is amazing. You want to know what oils they are? Yeah, well, we don't know either, okay? So actually, Johns Hopkins is getting ready to publish the summary and their research, and that should come out in the next couple of months. So be watching for that, okay? So now let's go on to number 7. Number 7 of my top 10 was getting to see our doTERRA family. That almost should have been number 1. But it can't always be number 1. Every year that's number 1. So, but just know that seeing you guys was so fun. We love you guys. And there are those of you who we got to see that we've met before, some of our close friends and some of you, when I saw you, I would get emotional, so excited that I actually got to see you there, because convention's getting so big, I'm thinking that we're not even going to see each other. So that was really, really exciting for me. And I want you to know that it's really meaningful when you come up to talk to us. And I know, like some of you that came up to talk to me who I hadn't met before, when you let me know that my trainings made a difference for you, or something that where we had an interaction, or that you came to one of my retreats, it's very meaningful. I love it because we're human too. You know, I'm a really confident person. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to accomplish. But then guess what happens? I have my days too. I have my days where I think, well, man alive, there's so much training out there. You know, I'm sure they don't need any more. There are so many amazing trainers. I don't feel like I'm horrible, but I think they don't need it. But we've gotten such an overwhelming response. That's why we started these weekly conferences, because we're realizing people do want it. They do want to interact. And when you come up and let me know that it makes a difference, it means a lot to me. It's awesome. So, number 6, street party fun. Okay, this is my friend and I on the bottom right-hand corner, Donnie Larson and I. She's my neighbor, and she is tiny. She's this tiny little thing. And so we were trying to get her up where she could stand on my shoulders. We didn't quite get there, but we had some serious fun at that party. And I want you to notice these ladies I met, bottom left of the screen, in their hats. Their hats were blinking lights. It was awesome. I said, I seriously have to take a picture with you guys. So at the street party, we had Colbie, Caillat, and I loved her. And one thing I heard from a lot of people, they love her, they love her songs, but they said, I couldn't believe how good she sounded in real life. They said, that makes me like her even more. Anyways, we had so much fun. So, Donnie, thanks for putting up with me. And I have to tell you that when the gymnasts came on stage and were doing flips and acrobats, and they were acrobatics, they were getting up on top of each other, Donnie texted me and said, is that how I was supposed to get up on your shoulders? And I said, yes. So it was really fun reacquainting with people. Number 5, sharing opportunities. I want to introduce someone who is not only amazing, but extremely hot. It is my husband, Roger Harding, Dr. Roger Harding, and he is going to share with you information about the Daily Drop. So I want to introduce you to him. I want you to get to see him first. So here he is, Roger Harding.
Okay. I sort of wish.
Ow!
I sort of wish she hadn't shown me first and we just stayed on the presentation. That would have been much better. So I think I will go back to sharing the screen so you can see that and don't have to look at me anymore. Okay, so these were a couple of things that they announced at convention. You're probably all familiar with this Daily Drop program that we have, the app that's on the phone. And the Daily Drop program the Daily Drop app sends these videos out, and you can view them and you can learn about how to use essential oils, and it's pretty cool. The cool thing that they did is they added to that app the ability to share those videos with people on Facebook or wherever. So that's pretty awesome because, you know, personal education is great, but being able to share it with your friends is even better. So if you watch a video and you think, hey, my friend Fred over there could use this deep blue video, then you could send it to Fred. The new Amplify app, that's going to be something that's new, that's going to allow us to more easily share compliant content on our social media platforms. Basically, it's a subscription, $15 a year, and you can share these pictures that are already created. You can even set them up to post, you know, for next week or next month or whenever you want them to post. You can schedule it on this app. So that's pretty cool. Let me tell you when that's going to be available. September 21st. Watch for the doTERRA business blog, and they're going to have that up there on the 21st of September. Okay, so those are going to be cool. Watch for those. The next one is what I call a game changer, okay? This is a new website called sourcetoyou.com, and you can see, this is just a screenshot of it. It has information about our growers, our distillers, the scientists, the practitioners, you, the doTERRA wellness advocate. But there's one more thing that's not live yet, that won't be live for a couple of months, but that's the game changer. So the game changer is this. in the future, you're going to be able to take your bottle of oil. This is actually not a bottle of oil. Check that out. It's a little USB deal. But you'll take your bottle of oil, and what you'll be able to do is find the lot number that's on the oil. You go to this website, and you'll type in that lot number, and up will pop the GC, MS, the testing information for that lot of oil. So if anyone ever asks you, you know, is doTERRA stuff pure, you could say, sure, go to my website with me, type in the lot number, and there you're going to have it. So that's going to be pretty awesome. And a game changer, no one's going to be able to question our purity because we'll have that available. We'll be completely transparent on that. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to number 3. Number three is going to be Teresa. So I think I'm done with you. It's been nice meeting you, and hopefully I'll get to be on some of these calls in the future with you. Thank you.
Isn't he awesome, you guys? I am so grateful for him. And he also does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, but you're going to see him more and more in the near future because he has been, wait, I got to get where I can see you. I'll get better at this, guys. He recently sold his dental practice. He's a dentist, and he sold his dental practice so that he can do doTERRA with me full time. So it's really fun to have a business partner, and we have a business meeting once a week where we go over the direction we want the business to go, because it was really important to me that he didn't come in and feel like, okay, I'm going to help Teresa with her business. I want it to be our business. So there are pieces I get excited about that he doesn't love. So those are my things. And the pieces that he loves that I'm not excited about, he does. And he's in charge of those. And we're figuring that out. And it's been a fun and not easy transition, but we are learning to do that. So welcome him in as you see him around. Make sure that he knows that he's welcome into our doTERRA family. So next, let's talk about the sourcing, co-impact sourcing. For those of you who do not know what it is, doTERRA goes into communities around the world, and they go and meet with the top leaders of the villages and the top leaders of the different companies that are involved in sourcing the oils. And what they do is they form a committee of which, so the committee is made up of a whole bunch of members, and doTERRA only has one member of the committee. So everything is done united. Everybody makes decisions together. And what happens is they have people who are the vendors, people who are the growers, the distillers, everybody in the chain of process for bringing these essential oils to us. And what happens is it cuts out the middleman. This is why doTERRA did this. They want to make sure we're meeting the needs of the people that we're working with. So rather than the broker from, say, New York City coming in and taking care of all this, then what happens is the broker makes a lot of money, and the growers and the vendors, they don't make a whole lot. They just make a little. So doTERRA has taken that straight to them, cut out the middleman, and they still pay the same price. So that all of those growers and vendors are making more than they would have been able to make if they were not working with this, with the cooperative impact. And so what is happening now, it's really exciting to see, because not only is everyone wanting to be part of these committees, when they find out doTERRA is coming in and they hear what doTERRA is doing, everybody wants to be involved. All the business leaders, and they're helping villages. They're making sure that everyone's involved and everyone wants to be a part of it. And the other cool thing that we have seen happening is when we go into a community and we create these cooperative impact sourcing groups with the people who are involved in essential oils, what happens is other companies and other groups involved in different businesses, they start creating their own cooperative impacts because they see what doTERRA is doing, they see how it's working, and they want to do it in their industry. And of course, as you know, the way doTERRA's culture is, doTERRA isn't worried about that. They're excited. They're happy that they're able to help more people. Okay, next, upcoming events. And Dr. Roger Harding will tell you a little bit about those.
Okay, so these are exciting events. I love these events. I'm going to start with the one down in the lower left-hand corner, the post-convention tour. Okay, that's going to be starting October 1st through about the middle of November. Look for this. You can find this online on doTERRA's website. Look up the 2016 post-convention tour. It already has the dates and locations for several of these post-convention tour shows. Do we call them shows? Anyway, so look for one of those that's coming close to you. If you did not get to go to convention, go to one of these. They'll offer the products at a special price. And at these, you'll have one of the executives from the company, and probably a presidential diamond that's going to be presenting at these trips. So that's the post-convention tour. Go to one of those. They'll be throughout the United States. Let's talk about Cancun next. That's the incentive trip. That's the week of, you have to double check this, but it's the week of Martin Luther King Day week. That week in January 2017. The winners of that have already been announced, but you can still go on this trip. You just have to purchase it. And it's a super, super fun trip. All you can eat, all-inclusive resort there in Cancun, the Moon Palace. It's going to be awesome.
And we're going to be there. Come so you can play with us. I'm telling you, it is one of the funnest trips of the whole year.
Okay, and then the last thing, the leadership retreats. You've got to be there. If you haven't been to one of these before, the qualifications that you have to achieve a silver rank by January 31st of 2017. There are going to be 2 leadership retreats this year, just like last year. Last year, they did it in Long Beach first, and then they went out to Orlando. This year, they're going to reverse it. So Orlando's going to be at the end of February, and then Long Beach is going to be right there in the middle of March. So if you haven't been to one of these, get to the silver rank. That's totally doable by January 31st, and plan on being there at those. Those are incredible things to boost and catapult your business into the future. All right, I think it is time for Teresa to finish up.
Okay, so we couldn't narrow it down to 10 because there were so many. So we're saying that this is 1.5. Immaculee Ilibagiza. She was amazing. She was a victim of genocide, and she shared a little bit of her story. And her book that she wrote is called Left to Tell. She saw her family slaughtered. She watched almost all of her friends and village get killed. And by the mercy of God, this is how she describes it, she was saved. And she tells her story. She had to go into a bathroom of the neighbor's house because the neighbor wasn't part of that tribe. And so they were hiding people from the tribe that was getting killed off. And she went into this bathroom, and she tells about how she thought, oh my goodness, this is like 3 feet by 4 feet. I think that was the size. She said, there's no room. There's not enough room in here. I'm going to have to stay in here. This is not big enough. And of course, she was grateful for it, but she's having these thoughts. And I loved how she was so honest about how she felt. And then she said, then he brought 4 more people to stay in the bathroom with her. Then several more. They were all women that they were saving from the genocide. So for days and days, for a long period of time, they had to stay in this room and wait and some very harrowing experiences. I am telling you, she was powerful. She was real about her feelings. She talked about how she wanted revenge on the people who had hurt her, and her journey of forgiveness, and how she had to get to a place where she could let go. And she talked about how we all have pain. We all have things that make us angry. And we all have hurtful things that have happened to us, whether it's our fault or someone else's fault or no one's fault. And sometimes we have to be able to let those go. It was amazing, very moving, very touching. I loved it. And my number 1 is the new products. And the new products are exciting. They're exciting for me. But the reason that the new products are the big deal for me is because the whole reason that we do doTERRA is because we see it change people's lives. And when we get new oils, like you'll notice in the middle down at the bottom, Spikenard and Petit Grain. And I'm not going to take a lot of time right now to tell about that. I am just going to tell that Spikenard, for example, one of the reasons I'm so excited is because Spikenard is very much like frankincense, in that it has a lot of every compound. So almost anything that you need in essential oil to help support whatever you're trying to do with your health goals, Spikenard is one that is amazing, that will totally help. So I'm not going to go into any more detail. You guys will be able to look those up, but you'll notice that we have mud masks, we have spa products, several spa products. They changed, look, I'm going to show you with my mouse. They changed the hand and body lotion. So this is what it looks like now. They've changed it a little bit. The core ingredients for the body lotion were in the plain body lotion that you could add essential oils to. That core foundation was also in the citrus lotion. And so they've changed that foundation. And that way you can know the difference when you order those. But you are going to want to try these. They are amazing. Body wash. Can I just tell you, I am so excited that they have a body wash because I love using body wash, but we didn't have one. So I just used the best ones I could find outside of doTERRA, but it's fun that we now have our own. And I think one that a lot of people are mostly excited about is this kit right here, the emotional aromatherapy. You know that it came in little miniature bottles that you could use. This is now a new kit that is in roll-on bottles. So it is ready for application that way. And you are going to fall in love with that. So I want to challenge you guys to get your convention tickets. I am telling you, it makes a difference because when you are at convention, you learn so much. You learn so much. You get to be a part of it. You get to get the feel of everything that we're doing in doTERRA. You get to learn about the oils, how they can help you with the things that you're trying to do for your body's health. It is amazing. And you get to make new acquaintances and meet new people. So the way they do it is you get your convention ticket and you have to specify whether you want to be at the convention center, which is the Vivint Center right now. Whatever company is sponsoring the building at the time, that's what it's called. So if you keep hearing different names, that's why. It's the Vivint Center right now. And the other one is the Salt Palace. The Salt Palace fits about, I think, 12,000 people. So it's a smaller venue. The other one fits 27, I don't know, several thousand. So if you want a little bit of a smaller feel, book it at the Salt Palace. If you want to be able to be in the big arena, you definitely feel a little more energy, more excitement. But for heaven's sake, 12,000 people create a lot of excitement too. So we had a lot of fun, really cute items at the store. Oh my goodness, would you get me the doTERRA purse so I can show them? Oh, if you missed out on this, you are going to be so sad because they always make a doTERRA purse or a doTERRA bag. Okay, guys, I know you guys who are on this may not be that exciting for you, but I can promise it's exciting for your wife or your significant other, okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is so cute, and they sold out the very first day. It was crazy. So, and in fact, they sold out, and I hadn't been in there yet, so I did not get one. So I went in, and I was so sad, and I talked to some of the people at the store, and I said, and a friend of mine, Mandy, works at the store. I said, don't give me special treatment, but if somebody returns one of the purses and you have one available, I will come immediately. We will get it. I will buy it. And so the rest of the convention went by. I figured that would not happen. And the very last day, Mandy texted us and said, hey, there's a purse. You can come and get it. And so my husband ran and got it for me. He was so sweet. And I am so grateful. So let me show you what that looks like. You guys, it is so cute. Look at it. Okay, I'm just going to say, this is awesome. doTERRA right here. So don't miss out on that next time. Come be part of convention and get your team to convention. I'll tell you one last thing about convention before we end. When I first was part of doTERRA, many of you know, I did not like network marketing. In fact, I hated network marketing. I thought it was awful. And so I was not planning to go to the first convention. I told the owners I'm not going. And they asked me why. I said, because I don't like all the hype. I don't like the feel. I don't like the gold chainers who talk about how much money they make, all that kind of stuff. And they said, Teresa, we are not like that. And I remember this is the very beginning. So I had learned to trust them, but I had seen little snippets from people's conventions and I didn't like the atmosphere. And they said, you trust us. It's not going to be like that. doTERRA's culture is completely different. And they said, you need to understand that the people you get to convention, the people on your team who come to convention are the leaders who explode. Their businesses go crazy. And you know what? It is exactly true. I had learned to trust them. So I took them at their word. I told my leaders to come. I was nervous because, and I told them it better not be like that. So we come and you can see what convention is like. For those of you who came, it's an amazing experience. We probably have more maybe not more, but we have a lot of consumers who come to our convention. No other company has that. That's why we sell out every time, because the feel is so amazing. You learn so much about the oils, and people love to come. So get to convention. Get to convention if you can. Now, I'm going to turn the time over to Chelsea because we have an exciting offer for you guys, and I'm going to let her introduce it.
Oh, yay. Well, this is exciting. So Teresa has an amazing offer, and it's going to be super fun. So after this meeting, we're going to post the link to watch this video on Facebook, on Teresa's page, and on her business page. So be sure that you're following her. And we ask all of you to share your most favorite thing about convention, or things that you look forward to being a part of next year if you weren't able to come this year. And we're going to do a raffle for everyone that comments on the post. And the winner, it's going to be a random raffle, will win this amazing kit that came out during convention this year, the Emotional Aromatherapy Touch. So if there's any questions about that, go ahead and write it on the Facebook post, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. But get on there and let us know what your favorite thing was about convention. We'll announce the winner in 2 days. So today's Tuesday, so we'll announce the winner Thursday at 5 p.m. So be sure to get on there and interact with us.
Okay, awesome. And just a little note, even if you have team members who are not on this call, have them get on and they can go make comments too. So get your team excited that they might be able to win this. Have them go watch it, have them make their comments, and we'll be excited to send out the prize to the winner.
Yay! All right, thanks you guys. We will see you next week. The information is on teresaharding.com on her events tab, and she is starting an 8-week webinar series. All the information is on there. So we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much.